So Chuck Schumer is minority leader for the Democrats in the Senate. He's the Senate minority leader, and he just made a deal with Donald Trump to fund the border wall. Now, I want to give you some context here. The Democratic Party, in the midterm elections, routed the Republican Party. Why? They ran on progressive ideas. They ran against Trump. They ran against the border wall. They ran in favor of things like Medicare for all, even abolishing ICE. They flipped nearly 40 seats. That is the largest gain for Democrats since Watergate. They received a historic amount of votes across the country. They broke Donald Trump's control of the government by taking back the House. And yet, Chuck Schumer decides, you know what I'm going to do? The first thing that we're going to do when I get control of the, when Democrats take control of the House and when I take my place as minority leader of the Senate, I'm going to reach out to Donald Trump and give him almost everything he wants. Now, CNN recently reported that Schumer is willing to provide the president with $1.6 billion in funding for his border wall. Manu Raju said on Twitter, Schumer's office said the $1.6 billion in funding is what Democrats want is for border security generally. Fencing, but not a concrete wall. The $1.6 billion for border security negotiated by Democrats and Republicans is our position. So wait, why are you giving Trump $1.6 billion for border security? Why? Why is that your position? Look, Schumer, it's not like Schumer's from Alabama and he's got to carry a Republican constituency. And so, oh man, I've got to make deals. No, Chuck Schumer is from New York. He's a senator from New York in a place where Donald Trump lost by 22 points. What are you doing reaching out and saying, our position is we're going to give you money for border security, which of course we all know Trump would take that money and go, oh yeah, border security. I'm going to put it in the wall, big concrete wall. How many times have the Republicans lied? How many times has Mitch McConnell lied? How many times has Donald Trump lied about what they want to do? And Schumer's like, oh, I've got a great idea. Let's make a deal. I'm going to give you $1.6 billion for that border security that you got to promise me it's not going to go to the border wall. Bullshit. Weak ass Democrats, man. This is the problem. Chuck Schumer is the problem. I've got another tweet from Raju. He says, Chuck Schumer tells reporters on his on-cam presser that Democrats' position is $1.6 billion for wall funding, far less than the $5 billion that Trump wants. But he won't say if Democrats are shutting the door on anything more, saying he's not going to negotiate in public. Oh, so no, I'm going to give you 1.6, but I'm not saying that I won't give you all $5 billion, but you got to meet with me back doors. You got to meet with me away from the public. We don't want more backroom deals, especially when you're dealing with Donald Trump. And by the way, knowing Chuck Schumer, he's going to eventually be like, here, I'm going to give you $7 billion for the wall. Please don't be mean to me. So please work with me. Please don't call me too liberal. I swear to God, I'm not liberal. Yeah, I know, Chuck. I know. We all know you're not liberal. We all know you're not progressive. We know you're a corporatist. And we know that you were incredibly, deeply sad and weak. And you are no one's leader. You are no one's leader. In fact, let me show you some of the things that, or tell you some of the things that Schumer has actually done. In addition to clearing the way for numerous Trump judicial nominations, by the way, I'm going to make a deal with Trump. I'm going to allow all these judicial nominations for all these lower courts so you can stack the courts with Republicans who are going to be there for life, for years, for decades, controlling the judiciary. with Trump-appointed justices, which are Heritage Foundation and other Koch-aligned groups, Koch-funded groups. These are the judges that Schumer said, oh, no, go ahead and put those in there so that we can have a few more days off campaigning before the midterms. Just go ahead and let them through. Just let us out a couple of days early so we can go fundraise for the midterm elections. In addition to that, which is a horrible deal, he has also condemned fellow Democrats while calling for more civility in politics. Civility means, oh, we got to work together with Donald Trump, a proto-fascist. He also enabled the repeal of financial regulations put in place out of the Great Recession. So meaning we're probably going to slide back into another Great Recession after the banks, of course, crash the economy once again and then get bailed out once again. Not only that, but he praised Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He praised the president for moving the United States Embassy in Israel, which has caused a lot of violence so far. Back to confirmations of Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly, FBI Director Christopher Wray, CIA Director Mike Pompeo, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley, Director of National Intelligence Dan Coates, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, Veterans Affairs Secretaries David Shokin and Robert Wilkie. Shokin, by the way, is famous for wanting to destroy the VA. And Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue. I don't know how many of those, and there probably is a lot of them, that have been, of course, facing massive ethics violations. But Chuck Schumer didn't care. He's like, oh, no, civility. I got to let him through. Look, man, Schumer, I dump on Pelosi. I dump on Dianne Feinstein all the time for being, conservative, right? And not being strong leaders. But Chuck Schumer is the worst of it all. Chuck Schumer is literally the worst. And he is terrible at his job. He is not strong. He is not progressive. He is a corporatist. He takes corporate money. And he works with Donald freaking Trump. Oh, you want to talk about resistance? He's not resisting anything except for progressive change. He's not resisting anything but the Democratic base itself. That man, this weak-ass Democrat, he has got to go. I cannot wait. And there was a tweet here in response to Raju from Ashley Feinberg that really sums up how I feel about this. She said, quote, just sitting here daydreaming about AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, primarying the hell out of Schumer. I can't wait for that day. As if it happens, she's going to crush him. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.